Hey, this is Life with Sean Renee here, back with another video. Like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. This video is about dating older man versus dating billionaire. Let's watch the video.
I genuinely wish I did not have these many stories to tell, but here's another one. I go on a date with this guy who's like 19 years older than me, but he like really pursued me and he was really nice and really sweet. And so I was like, you know what, let's just give it a shot. So we go out to dinner and he tells me about his divorce. He has 2 kids, so this was not a surprise. And tells me that his ex-wife had cheated on him with, drumroll please, her cousin. And then after they got divorced, married the cousin, who I guess was like a cousin through marriage and not blood related, but they had grown up together. And she had gotten away with the cheating for so long because she'd be like, I'm just hanging out with my cousin. What are you so worried about? Anyway, we're talking about it and he's like, yeah, I kind of have some trust issues that I'm working through from that, obviously. But like, I've done a lot of work. I was like, okay, that's wild. Hope you can get past that. I don't really know what to say about that. We order food. He starts ordering us wine and the date's actually going really well. But he like keeps ordering wine and cocktails and like he's drinking pretty heavy on the date. And it's important to note that at this restaurant, the servers didn't wear like a uniform. It was kind of one of those hip restaurants where they just had to wear like a black t-shirt and that was it. Like there was no distinguishing thing between the servers and the patrons other than black t-shirt, and they all kind of looked a little hipster. We're at the restaurant for so long that our server clocks out and another server clocks in. And this server comes up and introduces himself while my date is in the bathroom. He's just like, hey, your server went home. I'm taking over for her. Like, my name is Matt or whatever. If you need anything, flag me down. So I'm like, great, cool. My date comes back to the table and he's like, hey, I have some friends that are in the restaurant. Do you mind if they come over to the table and like have a drink with us? And I was like, yeah, that's totally fine. So his friends come over, we're in this little booth and Matt, the server, sees there are new people and comes up to the table. But when he comes up to the table, the 3 of them are kind of engaged in a discussion. So he comes right up to me. He's just like, hey, I don't want to interrupt, but like, do you guys need anything? Do you want to get another bottle of wine? Does anyone need a cocktail? Do you want to see a dessert menu? Literally, this man is just doing his job. My date clocks this from across the table and then all of a sudden won't speak to me. Like I literally said his name and he just looked at me and then put his arm around the girl sitting next to him. And she looks at him and goes, what are you doing? And he goes, I thought I was on a date with this whore. But if she's gonna be talking to random dudes right in front of me, there's no chance I'm fucking her. And for a minute, I was just in shock. And I was like, that's our server. Mind you, this man is hammered. And he goes, oh, so you're a liar too. Our server's a woman. And then after about 30 seconds, I went, actually, that's my cousin, and got up and left. Anyway, if this encourages at least one woman to leave after the first red flag and not just stay because it's polite, I will be happy. Know your worth and be safe out there.
Right thing, she should got up and left like she did. Like, red flag, you gotta make sure that you just follow through. Someone's doing something you don't like, you leave. Let's watch the next video.
Let me tell you guys about the time that I got set up to go on a date with this billionaire. The story is like so random, but I kind of love it. So I was in St. Bart's for New Year's last year, and I was literally just like laying down in my hotel room, and this like really famous dating coach DM'd me on Instagram. In case some of you don't know, a lot of wealthy people will hire a dating coach to basically just like find them their partner of their dreams. It's literally like Build-A-Bear is the best way I can describe it. But basically you can just give them a list of like characteristics you want in your partner and like what you want them to look like and everything. And they basically source the person for you. I didn't even know that like people really did things like that, but when I'm thinking about it, it makes sense because a lot of wealthy people don't always have the time to like be out in social settings and like look for people organically. She DM'd me and was like, she found me for one of her clients and she thinks I meet like the requirements for this guy, which looking back at it, I'm like, no, I don't. Like, I just don't. And she's like telling me about him and she like sends me a picture of him and she's like, you know, if you're up for it, we'll like, you know, set you guys up, this, that, and the third. I was just kind of like, this is so interesting. I'm like honestly intrigued by all this. I like consulted about this with a bunch of my friends and they were just like, honestly, just go. Like, this is just so funny because like, what? The dating coach literally puts me in a group chat with like her and then like his assistant. And his assistant was like, okay, like, let me know what day works for you and I'll see if it aligns with his schedule. And I'm like, bro, am I making a doctor's appointment right now? Like, what's going on? I forgot to say, like, the dating coach was like, okay, obviously this is like no strings attached. It's like you can stop at any time. Before the date, we were like texting here and there. And I was just like, okay. I mean, I don't know, he was kind of boring. I just think like we didn't have that much in common, which is fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. He probably felt the same way about me, so I don't judge. Our date comes and he sends a car to come get me, and that was really, really nice. And we got omakase, which is like one of my favorite things ever. And this man had so many niche hobbies. Like, I was literally like, wow. And these were like very, very niche. Like, I didn't even know what to say. I was just like, oh, okay. And then we went to a jazz club afterwards, which I also loved. And we talked about like what he does and everything. And it's like, I just knew it wasn't gonna go anywhere because I'm like, we have completely different interests. And like, I'm not really interested in your interest, and I don't think you're interested in my interest. Also, I can just tell by our conversation that he was kind of like looking to settle down, and I was like, no baby, like, I'm not trying to settle down. So I just knew, I was like, this is not going anywhere. And when I mean like settle down, I mean like start a family. Like, the man is in his late 20s, so. And then after our date, we never spoke again because I think we were both just like, okay, we just have such different interests and are on such different like phases of our lives that it wasn't gonna work out. But it was definitely an interesting experience. This is like a first time ever actually being like set up to go on a date. But I love doing things for the plot sometimes, and that was one of the things I did for the plot. Bye guys, love you.
It's very slim to none for someone to really be going on a date with a billionaire. She was very lucky, but entitled. I don't know. I mean, that's what I got from it. You know, enjoy the date, see how it goes. I know she didn't have that much in common, but just this is the one time. I don't know if it'll be the second time she'll meet someone like that. But, you know, I don't know. What do y'all think about this video? I'm up in the air with it. You know what to do. Comment below. And this is Life with Shauna Renee, and I'm out. Bye.